Start with the name of Allah, who is most kind and merciful. Assalamu alaikum, students. Today our topic is adrenal gland. Adrenal gland basically lies above the each kidney, and each adrenal gland is composed of two parts. An outer part is known as cortex, and an inner part is known as medulla. So let's discuss the both parts of adrenal gland and their secretions. First one is adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex basically works under the influence of adrenocorticotropic hormone of pituitary gland. Adrenal gland produces number of hormones collectively termed as corticosteroid hormones, and some of the corticosteroids are we are going to discuss. The first one is cortisol. Cortisol is involved in the glucose metabolism and are produced during the fever and other diseases. Cortisol also promotes the hydrolysis of muscle proteins to amino acids and ultimately broken down by liver into glucose. It also reduces the inflammation response and pain. And there are some disorders related with the secretion of cortisol. The first one is Cushing syndrome, in which the overproduction of cortisol results in the Cushing syndrome. Cushing syndrome is characterized by the obesity, muscle wasting, hypertension, and also diabetes. And different productions of hormones by adrenal gland occurs due to the destruction of adrenal gland, also known as Addison disease. Addison disease is characterized by weakness, weight loss, low blood sugar, and low blood pressure. We are going to discuss the second important corticosteroid hormone, which is aldosterone. Aldosterone increases the reabsorption of sodium and chlorine ions by the kidneys and maintaining the blood volume and blood pressure. The level of sodium ions increases role and maintaining blood pressure, during which low sodium level, and the kidneys secrete an enzyme. Which enzyme? Kidneys secretes the enzyme renin, which converts plasma protein angiotensin to angiotensin 1. Then angiotensin converted in lungs, which stimulates the adrenal cortex to release aldosterone. This system of conversion of angiotensin into angiotensin 1 and into the aldosterone is known as renin system. So we discussed aldosterone. Now we are going to discuss the third important corticosteroid hormone, which is known as androgens. Adrenal cortex produces another group of hormones. These are known as androgens. These are similar to testosterone, which is basically known as male hormone, male reproductive hormone. And androgens are secreted in both sexes, males as well as in females, and it causes the development of secondary sexual characters and the growth of facial hairs, deepening of voice, and increasing the muscle bulk. And the excessive secretions in female lead to the muscularization, such as the appearance of beard in ladies. So these were the three main important corticosteroid hormones of adrenal cortex which we discussed. First one was cortisol, other one was aldosterone, and the last one was androgen. Now we are going to discuss the adrenal medulla. Basically, adrenal medulla is directly under the influence of sympathetic nervous system. Adrenal medulla secretes epinephrine and norepinephrine under the conditions of stress to bring fight or flight responses in emergency. These hormones, epinephrine and norepinephrine, are also known as emergency hormones. Epinephrine increases the heartbeat, blood glucose level, breathing rate, and metabolic rate of the body, and it constricts the blood vessels in intestine and dilates those of muscles. Epinephrine sometimes given by injection as an emergency treatment in such conditions like cardiac arrest, apoplectic shock, and acute asthma attacks. The second one, norepinephrine's primary function is to sustain the blood pressure. So these hormones are the important secretions of adrenal medulla. So collectively we discussed today the adrenal gland, its parts and their secretions, and some disorders related to them. If you have any question or query regarding this topic, you may ask me.